ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert. Glad to have you here joining me and Ampuas. Today, gentlemen, we'll continue right where we left off with this woman. This is part 2 of her dating journey, guys, her healing journey that, as we all know, is a very productive part of a woman's life where she really improves herself, right? That's true, guys. So let's see what she has to say.
Okay, back with part 2 of my dating debrief. I have been single for 9 months in New York City, and I've made a list of all the lessons that I've learned in the last 9 months. And I wish I had known these before I started dating, but here we go. Next up, we have communication is key. Both of you need to be communicating equally, and if you want to talk about something like your feelings or where you're at or what they're feeling, and they won't give you back the same amount of energy or communication that you are giving them, they're not it. A lack of communication just shows immaturity, and I personally don't want to waste my time on someone that can't communicate with me what they're looking for, where they're at, what they're feeling, how they feel about me. That's just, I'm not going to waste my time.
What's funny about these guys is that they expect communication out of situationships, which is just hysterical. Like they get with men who only want to spend a one night stand with them, and then they expect this communication with that the couples who've been together for 30 years have. If you want communication, don't go for the guys who don't even remember your name, is my advice.
I've also learned through this journey what level of communication I like, the frequency of texting and hanging out that makes me feel the most secure. So that has been really helpful as well. There will be highs after every low and vice versa. I've reframed the overall uncertainty about being single as fun rather than scary, which has helped me a lot. I think one of the most exciting parts about being single is that some weeks you'll be talking to no people. My phone will be completely dry. And then the next week, I'm talking to like 4 different people I didn't even know existed the week before. I think it's kind of just fun to be like, oh, I'm gonna talk to someone again soon, so might as well just enjoy this moment of silence for a sec. You just never know. That leads me to my next point.
Yeah, well, gentlemen, that's the benefit of being a woman. You can literally not do anything and still get like tons of dudes texting you, always options to meet up, dates, always options for S3X on one hand, on the other hand, people that are interested in something more for some reason, right, to these women. But there are a lot of simps, guys. There are always people that want to be in a relationship with them. It's just so easy to be a woman, right? So it really makes you wonder, why are they single at this age?
Interaction is a lesson. Every single person that I have gone on a date with, that I have interacted with in my 9 months of being single, has
interacted, gentlemen. She has interacted with a lot of chads, schlongs. That's what she's interacted with.
Taught me something about myself, what I'm looking for, overall dating in New York. I have learned so much. I'm a very self-analytical, self-reflective person, so I'm really good at like removing my emotions from situations and just looking at the situation and being like, okay, this person might not have worked out, but they taught me that I'm looking for this or that I don't like this. And it's kind of putting together this puzzle for me of what my perfect relationship would be like. So
well, I tell you what, why don't you try and eat crap, alright? Because, I mean, chances are you're not gonna like it, but hey, at least you will learn that you don't like crap, you know? So it's, I don't know, guys, it's a good approach to life. Just try everything bad, try everything that destroys you. Hey, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So how about that? How about you go and eat a bucket of crap? Now, there are certain aspects in life where experience is good. Like, for example, cooking. If you try to make a recipe that is very hard and you fail, you're probably gonna learn from your mistakes, right? I don't know, what I think, maybe a certain job, profession, expertise, where failure teaches you. Chess, for example, perfect example. You learn more by losing at chess than at winning at chess, right? Because you learn from your mistakes. That's absolutely true, but there are situations in life where experience is not necessarily good. Let me give you an example. If you see someone who is repeating for the 4th time the same grade, what are you going to think? Oh wow, he's an expert. Holy crap, this guy has been on the same year, on the same grade for 4 years. Wow, that's truly impressive. He must be really good at it. He must be an expert. No, you're gonna think, what a dumbass. You are repeating the same course, the same grade for the 4th time. You must be retarded. That's what you're going to think, right? So no, not in every aspect of life experience is helpful, and dating is one of those aspects, gentlemen, where experience means inability to keep a relationship. All right, a person who is successful at dating is one who finds in a quick time, or not necessarily fast time, but in the right time, a person who he can stay with. That's what success at dating is. Not being with 400 people and failing at all 400 relationships. That's not successful. When are you going to get this through your thick heads, ladies? Right? It's like a war general who has went on 50 battles. You're gonna say, oh wow, he's experienced, but then you learn he's lost all 50 of them. No, wait a minute, that's not good experience, right?
When I find that, I feel like I'll have a really good understanding of what I want and what I need. So every single person, even if it doesn't work out, is a lesson, and try to figure out what they taught you or what they showed you, what you can take with you into the next relationship that you're gonna be in eventually, because you will be.
Oh, you will be, she says. Sure. No. The fact of the matter is, the only thing you're taking into your next relationship are the bad experiences, the addiction to anxiety, and the loss of pair bonding ability. That's what you're taking. And a bunch of STDs probably as well. But let's listen to her last words, gentlemen.
Okay, I think I have to go to part 3 because this is already getting really long, but...
No, enough. Enough. We're not gonna do part 3. You had your chance. What do you bet that at part 3 she's gonna cover 2 of them and she's gonna say, okay, I need a part 4. Enough. You've had your chance to speak. All which you said was moronic and stupid. So we're gonna move on, gentlemen, to our next TikTok.
Get ready with me as I tell you 5 things that I am sick and tired of hearing as a single 30-year-old. I turned 30 this month and I've been single for 3.5 years, and honest to God, if I hear any of these things anymore, I'm gonna go insane. The first one is that good old classic, it will come along when you least expect it. Now, I'm not...
Before she continues, guys, just a question. Do you think she's been celibate those 3.5 years, or do you think she's been messing around without commitment? You guys just let me know. No wrong answers.
Not being funny, but as I mentioned, I've been single 3.5 years, so how much longer am I going to keep waiting? This one I find so weird. Someone who's in a relationship and they say, oh my god, I'm jealous, I wish I was single, you must have so much fun. Okay then, come join me, come and join the dark side. No one is stopping you. Break up with your dusty ass boyfriend and come and have fun with me. Another one is, are you being too picky? Now, honest to God, anyone who's seen the London dating scene knows that I'm not being too picky. It is an absolute hellhole out there. That one's also tied in with apparently my standards being too high. But honestly, I don't really care if they are. If I'm gonna have high standards about something in my life, it's gonna be love. It's the most important.
All right. So she's not picky, but she admits that her standards are too high. So in other words, it's the same thing. All right. By definition, it's not exactly the same thing, but we all know what these women mean by standards, alright? Their standards, guys, are not that the guy must treat his family right, that he must love animals. No, those are not the standards that they have. We all know what standards they have. So yes, she is being too picky.
Most important thing to have high standards for. So honestly, if that's the case, fine by me. A lot of people say, oh, you know, are you sure you're putting yourself out there? And whilst, yes, granted, I know I'm not going to find my husband just staying in on a Saturday night, I don't really like drinking, and I'm not going to go and force myself to do something that doesn't come naturally to me and that I also don't want to do. It's really important to me to just be true to myself, and whilst I know that the likelihood of me finding a man in maybe a cute aesthetic coffee shop or a Pilates class is highly unlikely, then at the end of the day, I'm okay with that also. I'm not gonna force...
Guys, it's not highly unlikely. I have female friends, and I'm sure you do as well, that they get what they call catcall, right? They get hit on their way to the bus, on their way to university, on their way to throw the garbage. You know what I mean? Like, for what these women don't understand is that we live in the same planet as you, madam. Like, we know how the game goes. Alright, we see women left, right, and center, 5 out of 10s that get hit on constantly and have 70 dudes pile up on their DMs. Alright, you're not gonna lie to us telling us this bullcrap excuse of, no, I've went to these, you know, social gatherings and clubs and coffee shops, but there are no men there that want me. Don't buy it. I don't trust you. It's just not the case. I've seen women way more uglier than you get hit on in places that are extremely unusual. Alright, it's like, who buys these guys?
Force myself to drink, force myself to go on nights out when I'd much rather be at home. The final one, stop looking and you'll find it. So again, very similar to the first one, I've been single 3.5 years. There's been points when I've probably been more actively dating and points where I've laid back a bit more, and the results are the same regardless.
Yeah.
I've seen some people do.
So I've been single, but I've been also dating. I just don't get it. I mean, technically speaking, that is an oxymoron. That it doesn't compute. You're not single if you are dating. Just say that you are not married. Why do you say that you are single? You're not single if you are dating, by definition. Alright? Just say that you are not married and you don't have a ring on your finger, which we can already tell. Right? Just lying to all of us, guys. Never trust a woman if she says that she's single. Alright? Never trust her. Oh, I've been single for the past 5 years. Just ask her, now tell me your body count. I don't care whether you define yourself as single or not.
50 dates, or I'm going to do 45 dates for 45 days or something like that, and that's just not me. I'm very selective when I go on my dates. I don't go on dates where I don't think there might be a future, so sometimes I'm not looking for it. I don't say that I'm actively going out there looking for a boyfriend. If love wants to find me, it will, and I'm not going to force anything. But of course, I do understand that you do have to have skin in the game, so I get it to a point. But the stop looking for it, if you don't actively look for something, it isn't going to find you. It's just...
Guys, I'm going to pause it right here before she ends. So let me get this straight. This is a woman that doesn't like drinking, doesn't like clubbing. She will rather meet her man at a coffee shop or whatever example she gave. This is also a woman that, according to her, is in for the long run, right? She's a ride or die type of person. She says that she's very selective when it comes to the man she's speaking, because again, she doesn't want to go on multiple dates. She doesn't want this life of, you know, chasing the next best thing. No, she wants to find the right man. Yet she hasn't been able to. Now, does that add up, do you think? Like, first off, we should ask the question, well, have you been celibate all this time? Because if you say that you're, you know, trying to find that right person, but at the same time you've been sleeping around with dudes who are not the right person, you're contradicting yourself. You're not being honest with us. Second off, even if let's presume for a moment, guys, that she was celibate all those years, right? Waiting for the right one. Well, then it just begs the question, if you're so good by your own description, why are you single? Like, men are chasing even the red flags. Alright, we have a lot of the men out here chasing even the bad women with tons of red flags. You meaning to tell me that you are celibate, looking for the right one, looking for the long ride, you don't go clubbing, you don't like drinking, you're this very modest traditional woman, yet you are single? It just doesn't add up, guys.
Finding that thin balance in between where you're not addicted to dating and addicted to finding love and having it define who you are versus being totally independent. If you relate to any of these, firstly, I am so sorry, but secondly, welcome, because honestly, you're in good company over here.
Well, welcome to all the ladies to the 30 club. Single at 30. And good luck with that. Well, what can I tell you guys? Women are the ones that men chase after, right? It's not women chasing after men. So how would you react if you see a certain deal, a car, a house, and an object, and a utility or something that nobody wants to buy? Alright? Nobody wants to buy. It's out there collecting dust. Everyone passes on it. What would you think? Would you think that it's this very astonishingly good offer? Oh, wow, I can't believe that this item is a 10 out of 10 and is extremely good, yet nobody has bought it. Oh, I must be so lucky. Would you think that? Would you think there's something wrong with that and that's why nobody bought it? Alright? But now, gentlemen, let's move on to our article story, which is a bit shocking. The title is Girlfriend's Friends Pulled Out a Knife on Me and Laughed. When we first started dating, my girlfriend expressed how much she depends on her friends. I casually asked her what she will do if her friends were wrong about something. She was pretty adamant that they were never wrong. The massive red flag, guys. Everybody is wrong, except me, right? Like, I'm the only person who gets things right all the time. But then again, I'm not a person, I'm rather undead, technically speaking, so everybody's wrong, come on now. Which kind of raised the red flag for me, but I didn't push the topic further. A few months later, a group of her friends, 3 girls, 2 guys, joined us, and the topic of my career came up. I make decent money, but her friends, who are ironically unemployed, started criticizing my job choice. So very low IQ people. It was uncomfortable, but I let it slide. The real issue happened after dinner. We took a bus to head downtown, and 2 of her friends, for some unknown reason, thought it would be hilarious to pull out knives and start brandishing them as a joke. They pretended to duel each other, pretending to threaten me, laughing and causing a scene. The bus was moving, and here I was, the only one trying to be the voice of reason, telling them to put the knives away. I was worried about someone getting hurt. Guys, this is insane. Like, if they were pulling out knives while on the street, then it will be just be disrespectful. I don't think it will necessarily be that dangerous if they don't overdo it, but it will still be disrespectful, so it will still be a massive red flag. But you're telling me this is happening on a moving bus? What the hell? Like, can we think for a moment how easy it will be for the driver to suddenly hit the brakes and those clowns with the knives stabbing someone by mistake or falling over on the knife? Holy crap, man. On a moving bus? Are you out of your mind? Amidst this chaos, I tried to protect my girlfriend by putting my arm around her just in case the knives slipped or something. Her other friends saw my reaction and started laughing at me for being serious about the situation. Oh look, he's getting serious. What a bunch of clowns. Also, kudos to these men. The only thing that this man did wrong is pick this woman and then stay with her. But otherwise, this man seems like a really good guy, you know? He has a good job, he's respectful. I can see that he's thoughtful also because of the things he says and how he expresses them. And he's being the only voice of reason here. Meanwhile, all these other clowns, low IQ, unemployed, probably doing substances, you know, playing with knives. What a bunch of clowns. We got off the bus, and one of the girls came up to me to show her hand. I initially thought it was red paint or henna. I don't know what the word that is, henna. But it turned out to be blood. She had grabbed the knife by the blade and cut herself, but was just laughing it off like it was nothing. So here ends the Reddit story, guys. And of course, these guys are clowns. Okay, what should happen is for the bus to hit the brakes and for them to stick that knife deep in their own chest. And that's what should happen. Anyway, not gonna happen, but they should get a taste of their own medicine, right? Acting all big and mighty, not understanding how dangerous the situation really is. But this man, notice how he doesn't mention his girlfriend at all. Like, we don't hear from the girlfriend's reaction. We don't know what she thinks about this whole thing. And the reason why he doesn't mention it is because she had no reaction, right? I'm guessing. He's not saying how his girlfriend defended him or chose the side of reason when it came to his concern about the knife issue, you know? So this girlfriend first mentions that her friends are always right, and then sees her boyfriend in a bad situation where first off, they're making fun of his job, so they are disrespecting him. She doesn't say anything. Then all her friends side against him, and she doesn't defend him, even though he's actively defending her from the knives, you know? Just massive red flag of a girlfriend, guys. If it were me, I will just leave her that very same night. Like, at first I thought that probably I'd ask her, choose between your friends and me, but I think at this point that choice is already made, you know? Excuse me, guys. And I'm not the type of person that will advise for people to give these ultimatums of, oh, it's either them or me. But this is a very specific situation where this is required. All right, like all your friends, they can be out there disrespecting anybody. All right, and she clearly makes a choice that she prefers her friends over her boyfriend, even though they are massive clowns and are absolutely retarded. So personally, I will give this ultimatum, but at this point, she has already made her choice, you know. And if this guy were to say to her, "No, you have to choose between them and me," what she's gonna say is, "Oh, you're toxic, you're controlling, you want to, you know, make me all alone, to manipulate me out of my friends." Just cut things off. This woman is a massive red flag. She's for the streets. I think this guy deserves way better. So, gentlemen, what would you do? And the answer, "I will take that knife and stab them all in the chest," is not acceptable right here. I know that that's probably the most reasonable thing at this point, but that's not an answer, right? What would you do if you were the man? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Bye.